Welcome to English with Teacher. I'm Teacher. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you to everyone who likes, shares, subscribes. Thank you to everyone who's watching the videos through to the end. I notice a lot of people are only watching the first little bit of the videos, but it really helps me the more time people spend watching videos. So if you watch them through to the end, I really appreciate it. Plus you get to learn more. Okay, so today we will be doing some advanced English reading and discussion. We will be working on sentence structure, grammar, everything like that. And we will be learning from the Bible, the New Living Testament, and we are in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, and this will be verses 1 to 9. Okay, so this is my co-host. Sir, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, this is Alex. I'm learning English and like Bible, so we can discuss. It's very pleasure to discuss it with Kyle.
Thank you. And let's work on that word, pleasure.
Pleasure.
Right.
It's pleasure to discuss with you.
Yes, it's a pleasure to discuss it.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, okay.
Okay, very good. So I will get you to read the passage in front of you.
Okay. 3. Dear brothers and sisters, when I was with you, I couldn't talk to you as I would to spiritual people. I had to talk as though you belonged to this world, or as though you were infants in Christian life. I had to feed you with milk, not with solid food, because you weren't ready for anything stronger.
Hang on. Whoa. Weren't. Okay. Remember E, not an A, so not warn't, but weren't.
You weren't ready for anything stronger, and you still aren't ready, for you are still controlled by yourself, by your sinful nature. You are jealousy of one another and quarrel with each other. Doesn't that prove you are controlled by your sinful nature? Aren't you live like people of the world? When one of you says, I'm a follower of Paul, and another says, I follow Apollos. Aren't you acting just like people of the world? After all, who is Apollos? Who is Paul? We are only God's servants through whom you believe the good news. Each of us did the work the Lord gave us. I planted the seed in your hearts, and Apollos watered it. But it was God who made it grow. It's not important who does the planting or who does the watering. What's important is that God makes the seed grow. The one who plants and the one who water work together with the same purpose.
Okay, whoa. Go back. Go back to 8 and slow down a little bit.
The one who plants and the one who water work together with the same purpose.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
The one who plants and the one who waters work together.
Okay. The one who plants and the one who waters work together with the same purpose, and both will be rewarded for their own hard work. For we are both God's workers, and you are God's field. You are God's building.
Nice. Okay, so let's go back and discuss it. What do you think verse 1 is saying?
I'm talking about the spiritual people. I had talked to belong to offense in the Christ life. Uh, spiritual. What means spiritual?
Um, Spiritual is, think of it as someone who is a mature Christian. Okay?
Talk as though you belong to this world or as you were infants. What means infants?
Infants is a very young child. Like maybe below a year old.
In the Christ life. Maybe in the Christ, maybe before the God, you are like me. Just I haven't any knowledge about it. So like me, I'm a new boy. New boy of the God.
Yes.
Before the God, I have nothing about it.
You know nothing.
Yes, I know nothing about it. So
Right.
so I need to I need to hear the Bible, hear the God.
Right. Here, learn more about the Bible, or be taught more about the Bible and God.
Yes.
Right. So, and this is what it's saying here is he had to talk to them differently than he would someone with a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like when someone comes into your work, right? You don't start by teaching them the most complicated parts of the job. You start by teaching them the basics.
Yes.
Right? So you're almost talking to them like they're an infant where, okay, first of all, you need to know this, right? And so that's what he's talking about here is I had to talk to you like you were infants.
Okay.
Because you're just new and, right? Like I said, it's the same with somebody who comes into your work that has no experience. You have to start out like me. If somebody comes into my work, right? Well, okay, first of all, hold your grinder flat. Hold it like this. Do this kind of motion with it, right? So you have to start with the very basics and build up people up from there.
Okay.
Okay? Now the next verse is basically saying the same thing. I had to feed you milk and not solid food. So I had to give you the really easy stuff to learn, right? The easy to digest.
Easy to
Digest.
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 Digest. Digest.
Right. It's when you take food in and your stomach digests it. So your stomach digesting turns the food into nutrients.
Yes.
Okay? So they're using the same type of thing here, milk versus food. Milk is easier to digest than solid food. Right?
Yes. I have to fill it with milk, not with solid food.
Right. So teaching someone the basics first, you have to teach them the basics before they can understand the more complicated things.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same with language. It's the same with anything. It's like when I focus on people's pronunciation, it's like feeding them milk. It's the basics. Unless you can pronounce the words properly, you can never speak the language.
Yes.
So I'm doing the same thing. I'm giving people the basics, what's easy to digest at first, and then I'm moving them into more complicated things.
Okay, I know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so Number 3.
For you are still controlled by your sinful nature. You are jealous of one another and quarrel with each other. Doesn't that prove you are controlled by your sinful nature? What means sinful nature?
Okay, so we all have a sinful nature, right? Which means that our natural state is to do bad things that God doesn't like. To sin. Right? So it's a constant, and it speaks of that in the New Testament, right? Where it's a battle between your nature that wants to sin and your desire to please God. Okay? So it takes self-control not to sin. Sin is easy. Not sinning is hard.
Okay, that's learn about it.
Right. So
you must control yourself by your heart and do not do the bad things.
Right, because it's
like the Bible told to you. It is like forbidden.
Yes.
Forbidden rules. The Bible told you could not do this. You must do that.
But again, when it's talking about the sinful nature, right? That's because if we don't exercise control and we don't exercise, following what the Bible says, our natural state is to do bad things and sin. So we have a sinful nature.
Okay.
So being a Christian is fighting against that sinful nature and the desires that you have.
When you learn the Bible, the Bible is in your brain, and you do anything could not wrong.
Well, you're not supposed to. You're still going to do things that are wrong. Nobody doesn't sin.
Yeah.
Right?
But the Bible told you it is not so good.
Right.
You couldn't do.
Yes. Now you know the difference.
Yeah.
But the basics is, if people could not sin, we wouldn't need Jesus to have died to get into heaven. Right? The reason Jesus had to die is because none of us can avoid sinning. We try and we do our best and we're still responsible for it, but in the end, because being angry with someone is a sin. So if you're driving to work and somebody cuts you off and you get mad, that's a sin.
Yeah.
Right? So like I said, it's much too easy for us to sin, and it's impossible for us not to have some kind of sin in our life. Right? The trick is to try not to, right? And to actually feel bad about it and try to not to do it again.
Okay.
That's one of the big differences is. And there's a lot of sin that you can avoid, right?
Yes.
It just takes willpower to do it, right? Willpower, and you ask God for help to make you stronger, and you try not to sin, right? And there's things that you can avoid, and there's things that are going to be much harder to avoid because they seem small, but they're still sin.
Right.
Okay, so number 4.
When one of you says, I'm a follower of Paul, and another says, I follow Apollos, aren't you acting just like people of the world?
Now, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Everyone have they are single idea. It is everyone have their ideas.
Ideas?
Maybe they have follow teachers, follow anyway others.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not supposed to follow.
Yeah.
Okay, so and this is one of the differences between Catholic and Christian, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So in Christianity, we're taught not to follow the priest.
Not to follow the priest.
The priest is a teacher, and you can listen to him and you can learn from him.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're saying here is, like, Paul and Apollos will teach, or, we're sharing knowledge with you,
Yes.
but don't follow us, right? Follow God.
Oh.
Okay?
God is the knowledge root.
Right.
It is the root of the knowledge.
Right.
God.
Exactly. So your goal is to follow God. It's not to follow the priest. It's not to follow the leader of the church. He can teach you about God.
Yes.
Okay? But if
It is just to tell you.
Right.
He learned from the God, and he told the things to me. I learned.
Right. Okay, so
I will believe. I believe it is the God, not the teacher.
right. So and here's something the best knowledge that I can ever give you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If the priest, the pastor, the whatever tells you something
Mm-hmm.
and it goes against what's in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
the Bible's right and he's wrong.
Okay. Yes.
Okay? Because this happens a lot.
Bible is the only things of the knowledge.
Right. So I've heard priests and pastors talk about giving 10% tithing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not Christian.
Yeah.
That's for Jewish people. That's not for Christians.
Yes.
Okay? And if you actually read the Bible and you understand it, you understand, no, we're supposed to give, but we're not held to give 10%. We're supposed to give from our heart. And we're supposed to give not just in money, right? Me teaching people about the Bible is me giving to God.
Yes.
Right? So it's, one's just as blessed as the other because God has certain people for certain things, right? Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I hear people all the time, pastors all the time, mm-hmm. that what they're preaching isn't actually from the Bible, right? So you have to be very careful of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go on to number 5.
Mm-hmm. After all, who is Apollos, who is Paul? We are only God's servants through whom you believe the good news. Each of us did the work the Lord gave us. Yes, the Lord told you to do the things, but the things is God tell the Lord, and the Lord tell to you to do.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So it's the same type of thing, right? I'm not God, right?
Yeah.
God wants me to tell people about the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it doesn't matter what I say, right? The Bible's the Bible, and if I ever say anything that contradicts the Bible, then I'm wrong and the Bible's right. I tell you that right now. There's no way I would ever say that I'm right and the Bible's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's right. And that's exactly what they're saying, right? I'm not God. God just sent me here to tell you about him.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, so number 6.
I planted the seed in your heart, and April watered it, but it was God who made it grow. Yes, the teacher just tell you something, but how you know about it is God tells you.
Yes. It's a little bit more than that here, okay? Because what they're actually talking about too is faith in God.
Yes.
Okay? So, Paul told you about it and got you curious about it, right? Apollo kept kind of guiding you, right?
Yeah.
But God's the one that took that little seed of knowledge that Paul gave you, and he combines that with Apollo guiding you, right? And he makes it grow and makes your faith grow stronger.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like the Catholic Church is like Paul, where the Catholic Church planted the seed in you. Okay, I'm trying to be like Apollo, where I'm trying to help you understand more about it.
Yes.
But in the end, it's going to be God that guides your heart.
Yes. All by yourself to learn it.
Right. Yes.
Here is God, and the God and strong by yourself, and learn it.
Yes. And if you're reading the Bible, right, you're a new Christian.
Yeah.
If you're reading the Bible, I really suggest that you read Galatians.
Yes.
Right? Galatians is an excellent book, and it helps you determine how you're supposed to live by faith. Okay? Instead of by the law. So it's really excellent. Okay, we are on to number 7.
It's not important who does the planting or who does the watering. What's important is God makes the seed grow. Yes. It's not important to who tell you these things, but you must believe the things is God told you.
Yes. I will say that it is kind of important because there's a lot of people out there who are teaching bad things.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And anybody who is good will tell you to weigh what I say against the Bible, because the Bible's always right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's a Catholic priest, it doesn't matter if it's a Baptist pastor, it doesn't matter if it's a Pentecostal pastor, none of that matters, right? They should always say, if anything I say ever goes against the Bible's right and I'm wrong.
No.
Right? Because you have to be humble too. Okay. Now number 8.
The one who plants and the one who water work together with the same purpose, and both will be rewarded for their own hard work. Yes, the same purpose. No matter what they do, just one purpose for let you believe the God.
Yes. And if you're ever curious about that, you go to Romans 12. Okay? And it talks about God blessing each of us with a talent. And the way we're supposed to give back to God is by utilizing what He blessed us with. Okay, so my blessing's in teaching, so I try to give back to God by teaching.
Yes.
Okay, other people are blessed in finances. They're supposed to give back to God by giving money. So there's a lot of different things. as I said, that's an excellent one for what he's saying here, which is basically, God sent me as a teacher, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing, is what God asked me to do.
Yeah.
Okay, and number 9.
Okay. For we are both God's workers, and you are God's field. You are God's building. Yes, we are just both God's workers. We are work for God.
Yes.
And I belong to God.
Right.
I am the field. The God. The Bible is a seed. Seeds. It's the seeds. Are the seeds in my field.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to be the farmer. I'm trying to be the farmer and cultivate the field.
Yes, and it was strong, bigger and bigger.
Right. Yes, because I want the seed of God to grow in you. So I'm trying to do my best as a farmer to help the seeds grow.
Yes.
God's seed, the seed of God, grow in you.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, sir. And
thank you too.
You're welcome. And thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope that you learned some interesting things from here. This isn't easy stuff, but it's really interesting as far as building your knowledge goes. Even if you don't believe it, it will help you understand how other people think, which is, I think, a very important part in everyone knowing and everyone living together better. Okay? So that's my 2 cents on this. Anyways, so I will end the video here. Thank you very much for watching to the end, and you have a great day.
Have a great day. Thanks.